Hello and welcome. This is Michelle with PaperStampInk. Thanks for stopping by my channel today, where you'll receive tips, techniques, and tutorials to inspire you in your own paper crafting projects. Now, if that sounds like something you think is fun, make sure you hit that red subscribe button down below, ring the bell, and you'll get notifications whenever I post new projects. Today, I am going to share with you a quick and simple card, and I love this layout. And I'm also going to show you a way to step this card up and also a couple of different versions. So let's play with layouts today and how you can modify them to get different looks. We're going to make this one together, and then I have some more samples to share with you. This one is great for really getting the most out of your designer series paper as well. So let's go ahead and get to our paper stamps and ink, and we'll get started. So I have my standard card base in Whisper White Thick, and this is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then I have a piece of lovely lipstick that I have, it's at 4 inches by 5 1/4, and I've already gone ahead and run that through my Big Shot with the subtle embossing folder. And I don't know if you guys can see, just it really is very subtle, but it gives a nice texture. It's kind of my go-to if I don't know what embossing folder to use. If I can't decide, it just gives that little bit of texture on the back, but it doesn't really have a huge impact as far as your design. So it really is neutral. That's a good word for it. So I've got a piece of pineapple punch that is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then I've got a piece of the designer series paper that is 3 inches by 4 inches. And so this is where I'm talking about that dimension is going to get the most out of your DSP. So at the 3 inches, you're going to get 4 pieces down, and the 4 inches, you're going to get 3 across. So you're going to be able to get 12 of these pieces of paper out of one sheet of DSP. So especially if you're looking to mass produce cards, maybe for your own stash or to give as a gift to someone, it's a great way to get a lot of value out of your cardstock. And then I do have a piece of Whisper White regular that we're going to use for stamping. So before we start assembling this, I'm going to bring in, I've got my 2 1/4 inch punch, and since this is going to be covered up by that DSP, I'm not going to waste that paper, and we're going to bring that punch in and go ahead and punch a circle out of the back that I'm going to use for matting my sentiment circle. I jumped right in from the papers to the stamps, and forgot to mention the stamps and the ink that we're using. So the only ink I'm using is the lovely lipstick, and the stamp set I'm using is Strong and Beautiful. Specifically, this image here, you have what it takes to be unstoppable, and I couldn't be more proud. So I love that stamp set. It's got a bunch of encouraging phrases in it. Great to send to somebody just to show appreciation, or if they're having a tough time, to lift them up. And I really enjoy utilizing my cards to do that exact thing. Okay, so go ahead and put that panel down. I'm not going to put this, well, yep, I am going to put this one down because my thoughts for a couple of additional embellishments aren't going to be impacted by placing this panel. All right, let's put that there. I'm going to bring in my Whisper White, open up our lovely lipstick, stamp that down. I just love that font, is beautiful. And whoops, I'm going to come in with my 2 inch punch, center that up, punch that out. How quick is this going together? Let's go ahead and layer this on here. And now we're pretty much at the same spot I was with this card. Other than I popped this up on some dimensionals, but I had a couple of thoughts of what to use for some additional embellishments if you wanted to step it up. I've got the Gingham Gala sequins that I brought in, and these are Daffodil Delight color, actually not Pineapple Punch, but I think that they are really very close in the sequins, and you could use them. So we could take and put some of these around on the background or on the image, and of course I'm going to use my pick tool. This thing is so handy for that kind of stuff. And then I also have a piece of the lovely lipstick ribbon that is in the Occasions catalog. It comes as a 2-pack actually, and this actually has a white trim. I want to show you guys that. This actually has white along the edge, but what I love when they put white on the ribbon edges is I can take and color those. So I've come in with my Stampin' Up marker in Pineapple Punch and colored up the edges, and now I have perfectly coordinating ribbon. So you know, how easy is that to do? So I thought, you know, I think I kind of like that, putting that behind, and I'm going to come in with my mini glue dots. I find that the glue dots are the best way for me to adhere my ribbon. So I'm going to put one piece on here to get that fold, and sorry if I've been getting off camera there. I'm trying not to do that. And then I'm going to come in and get one piece to adhere that backing down. Let's go ahead and set it right about there. I'm going to trim that down when I'm done. Come in with my dimensionals. Pop that up. Take these backs off. I tend to use 3s for my circle punches. I don't know, I just find that triangular pattern works well and gives me enough stability in there. Alright, so these aren't too long, but I do like a nice angled cut on my ends as well. So I'm going to come in and give those a little trim. And I guess, you know, if we wanted to, we could go ahead and add some of those sequins. So I'm going to switch this end out, my spatula end for my paper piercing end. And talked about this before, but for those of you who've not watched my videos, when I'm doing my embellishments, I like to do them in groupings of 3. And I just love how this take your pick tool just makes it so easy to get right under there and pick those sequins up and place them perfectly. So there we go. There we've got our quick and simple version and a stepped up version. Let me know what you think. Which do you prefer? Do you like the ribbons? Do you like the sequins? Or do you like both? And now let's go ahead and bring in those other samples. So this one I'm going to get my cheat sheet out here and make sure I get the right colors. I flipped it on the side, so I took that same layout, but instead of putting it portrait, I did landscape, and I used the Seaside embossing folder, Petal Pink, Smoky Slate, and then this is a piece of the Floral Romance DSP that is in the Occasions catalog, and this DSP is the Happiness Blooms DSP, which is also part of the Occasions catalog. That catalog will run through the end of May, so still plenty of time to pick that up. And then this is from the annual catalog, the I put the It's Your Birthday, Let's Celebrate You stamp on there. And then I felt like there need a little bit of blank space there I wanted to fill in, so I came back in with the party hats and just put some little decorative edges around there. And this is done with basic black, real red, the Broadway Bound DSP, and the Broadway Birthday stamp set. I use the scattered sequins. It's a little bit more subtle on the black. You don't see as much of that pattern, but I use the scattered sequins embossing folder. So there you go. You've got 3 different looks for with our stepped up version. I'm going to go ahead and take that one out, but you can see how just changing up that paper and the colors, the orientation can give you a completely different look with the same design. So when you're looking at your cards, think of them in new ways. Think about flipping them around, doing different patterns, doing different colors to get a whole new look. I hope that you enjoyed this. Make sure you stop by and give me a comment. Let me know what you think of my video. I appreciate the feedback. And if you're looking for some of these supplies, they can all be purchased in my store. I'll have a link below. Don't forget to use that host code so you qualify for free gifts from me. You have a great day. Do something creative and share it with someone you love.